21 of my 28-day British accent challenge. So we're moving into the last week of the challenge now. Today's video is all about resonance. It's a big word that means a lot when it comes to developing a British accent. The main reason is that most people's resonance is just far too much in the mouth. If you listen very carefully, my resonance is much more at the back of the mouth, in the throat, around the soft palate, and also to some extent in the chest area. There are lots of exercises you can do in order to improve your resonance, but it's not just about vocal warm-up. It also has a lot to do with your general technique. For instance, there are some sounds that must be positioned correctly, otherwise the resonance will be too much in the mouth. Generally speaking, these sounds are consonants. So for instance, when you have a sound which requires the tip of the tongue to come up to the tooth ridge, for example, the tip of the tongue must be as far away from the teeth as possible whilst still touching the tooth ridge. This means that you might feel like it's slightly moving onto the palate. So the tooth ridge, for those of you who don't know, is this little bar just after the teeth. So you have the teeth, then you have this little ridge, and then the palate slopes up. And we want to be placing the tongue against the teeth for sounds like th and th. But for all other consonant sounds which require this movement of the tongue, it's going to be, like I said, as far away from the teeth as possible. If your tongue is too close to the teeth, then your resonance will be really in the mouth, okay? So, for instance, if you look at the word let, you have a position of the tongue that touches the tooth ridge twice, once for l and once for t. So you have to make sure that that position is just correct. Another thing you can do as well is when you have aspirated consonants like t, like tonight, you can stifle a smile. These are really, really good techniques for helping you to two things. Control the airflow, and the positioning will just help the resonance to be further back in the mouth. The more you focus on the front of the mouth, the more the resonance is going to be there. And when you position your tongue further back, the resonance is just so beautifully in this cave area. So you can try that. Those are my two little tricks. I'll just give you a sentence so you can practice that. Let's do some dancing tonight. And more quickly, let's do some dancing tonight. I'm smiling, that really helps. When I talk about supporting using the lower jaw, I just want you to, for a moment, to contemplate the action of biting into an apple. You have to activate the lower jaw. And this is very much what's happening when I'm speaking. I'm activating the lower jaw, and it's just supporting my voice. It's creating a hard surface for the sound to resonate off, okay? If I relax my jaw totally, let's do some dancing tonight. It's really unclear, okay? So this is gonna help you as well. So there's not just one answer to this question of resonance. There are just so many things you need to do, and it's very specific to the sound, the combination of sounds, and also to your general technique. So for a British speaker, there are things that I would suggest that they do that I would never suggest someone who has a non-native accent should do. As a non-native speaker, you need to really shift your focus into all these cavities at the back of the mouth. The warm-up that we do, that you did on day one, is really useful. And then there are some specific exercises that will also help you. For instance, British English is a language that resonates in the soft palate for the high resonating sounds. So drinking through a straw is really beneficial. You can also just stretch that area by stifling a yawn, and you'll feel it there. And you just want to be creating this space around the soft palate, the cave area, by deepening the mouth like a cave. And also the throat. You can hum. You want to be doing this as much as possible because you want to be reminding yourself of the existence of these spaces. And this will really help with resonance. In addition, things like chanting, you, humming, particularly while stifling a smile, and singing. Singing's very beneficial. These will all help you a lot. You want to be doing all of these exercises to encourage the sound to resonate much more fully back here. So there are kind of two elements to it. There is the perfection of the consonants, so reducing any aspiration on breathy, unvoiced, aspirated consonants like on t, k, s, for instance, and all other aspirated consonants. And then there's also the positioning of the tongue for sounds like l and n. You want to get the positioning right. And also there are some sounds which require you to just to close off that space in the back of the mouth, like k and g. And you must make sure you re-expand that space for the vowels afterwards. So this is resonance. It has a lot to do with focusing much more on the vowels and controlling the consonants. There are also other things that you could be doing. Like for instance, if you practice diaphragmatic breathing, I know it's a big word, but it's quite simple. That's going to help you to take your attention away from your mouth and all the way down into your chest area. So your diaphragm is situated just in between the two parts of the rib cage. So you've got one side here, one side here. And in between, in that triangular part, you have the diaphragm, and it's a dome-shaped muscle. And what actually happens is it just generally moves up and down, contracting. But what you're going to feel when you use it is a sense of expansion. So the best thing you can do is to place your hand just against the area where you've got the diaphragm, just the flat of your palm will do. And you want to fill that space. And as you fill it, you're going to feel like you're kind of pushing, creating a resistance against the diaphragm. And you'll just find that your voice goes down there. Can you hear? It works so easily. Another thing you can do is to lie down and place some books on your diaphragm. Or another third technique is to interlace your hands, your fingers, and as you breathe in, you'll feel that they come apart. And then as you use the air, they'll just kind of come back in together again, and you just need to keep breathing down to that place. It's going to take practice, but it will really help you. It's all about learning to open up all of these cavities and to fill them with the sound. So it could be expanding the throat area, expanding the chest, using the diaphragm. You want to take your attention away from the lips and the front of the mouth and into all of these cavities. So you've got the lifting of the soft palate, the expansion of the cave, the supporting, which really helps the sound just to resonate better everywhere. And then you've got the use of the diaphragm. So it sounds like quite a lot. What I would suggest is that you start by taking a couple of these exercises, and each day you play around with a couple of different ones. You might want to just take the diaphragmatic breathing and do that every day until you get good at it. But the others you can just play around with and see which ones suit you best. So you've got the chanting, you've got the singing, the humming, and drinking through a straw obviously is really good because it works the muscle. So the working the muscle ones are really important because you obviously need to build up that muscle, and the rest are all about creating awareness and helping you to create a new habit so that your voice starts to resonate in these different cavities. You can just do those throughout the day. You could, for instance, just expand the cave area 10, 20 times a day to remind yourself of the existence of this space. I hope today's lesson was really, really useful. I have got a few sentences to share with you before I go, and they all involve consonants. So I really want you to focus on strong vowels and follow the tips I shared with you to soften your consonants. Okay, when you're ready. Some people go out of their way to help others. And more quickly. Some people go out of their way to help others. Can you come here, please? And more slowly. Can you come here, please? So all of these consonants require you to use these muscles and to focus on expansion. In addition, you want to be making sure you position the tip of your tongue in the correct place towards the back of the tooth ridge, towards the palate, for sounds like s, l, t. Okay, good luck. Hope it goes really well. Keep practicing today and keep focusing on this concept throughout the rest of the challenge. Thank you so much for watching today. If you like this video, please do like it. And if you're really eager to get ahead and look at all 45 sounds in the International Phonetic Index and learn more about resonance and diaphragmatic breathing, then you can just scroll down to the comments box and sign up for a free 7-day trial of my membership site, and you'll be invited to at least one group coaching call during the 7-day trial. Thank you so much for watching today, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.